Well, good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tammie Souza. I want to bring you up to date on what's going on right now with our heat. The temperature in Philadelphia is now 93 degrees. We're climbing into the upper 90s today. It's 93 in Atlantic City. Now, that's the sensor away from the beach. If you're down on the beach, you're in the 80s like you are in Wildwood. Dover, you're at 92. Reading already 91. 87 in Allentown. Let's factor in the moisture that's in the air. And this is what it feels like. 101 in Philadelphia, 103 in Wildwood. You feel like 104. That is your heat index right now in Wilmington. We are going to be climbing further. We could have that feels like heat index up toward 106 degrees today and tomorrow as well. So this is dangerous heat. You're going to need to pace yourself. We do have a heat advisory for all of the areas in orange. That includes you in Atlantic County, Cape May County, Cumberland, Salem County, the southern half of Delaware. That's Upper Chester, Montgomery, Bucks County, the entire Lehigh Valley. You are in this heat advisory. That is until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. That is not as severe as this pink area. The pink area is an excessive heat warning. The difference is this is where you have a lot of the pavement, the building, the asphalts, which absorbs more heat than the areas that have vegetation and soil. So these areas are going to absorb the heat and then they're going to re-radiate it out at night. So there'll be very little relief in these areas. This excessive heat warning is until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. This is either side of the I-95 corridor in the heavily populated areas, the densely populated areas with a lot of pavement and buildings. Across the region, it's the same story. Everybody is baking in this heat wave. We factor in the moisture and look at this. They feel like 104 in Norfolk. We go out to Louisville. They're feeling like 103. So everybody will be climbing with the exception of New England. The northernmost parts of New England will have relief today. So over the next 8 hours, we are going to climb up around 95, 96 degrees. Then we're going to get some relief tonight, but it's not a good kind of relief. Starting later this afternoon, this evening, we see storms developing, and these could be severe storms. We are in the risk for severe storms. So a couple of things to consider when it comes to the heat today. Special care for your pets. They need to get out of the heat. Bring them in the house if you can. If you cannot bring them in the house, make sure that they have shade and cool water outside where they are. No one gets left in a car, not a pet, not a person. It can be deadly in a matter of minutes in a closed-up car, and sadly that happens every year. So no one in a car. If you have a child with you, put your purse in the back seat next to the child so you do not forget, because you know you're going to get your purse out of the car. That way you will never forget that child if everything's going crazy. And these are some things you can do to stay cool. Of course, use the air conditioning. Stay in the shade. Take cool showers like my grandma used to do. Throw some clothes into the freezer, pull them out and put them on. That's a quick, refreshing thing to do. Here's our risk of severe weather. It is level 2 out of 5. It's a slight risk of severe weather for the entire area. Now, this is mainly going to be some type of a wind event. It's not a good setup for tornadoes, but damaging winds, yes. Right now, you can see the storms just can't get going. We do have storms a little bit further off to the north and the west. This is where the line is. It's coming right through the northwestern part of the state. It is a frontal boundary that'll sag in our direction. Until then, the heat and humidity are being pumped into the area. As this front approaches, it's going to trigger those showers and storms. Here we go through the evening hours, 5 o'clock, 8:30. Could be some heavy rain with some of these. They are moving quickly, though, so that's good news. Damaging winds, that is the biggest threat we will see with them, and some intense lightning. Now we roll into tomorrow morning, and it's quiet. But the heating of the day and the sunshine is going to stir things up, and we get a couple of storms rolling through. They could be quite heavy. Right now it looks like it would be south and east of Philadelphia, across South Jersey and across Delaware. Then we roll into Saturday. Saturday's still day 3 of our dangerous heat. We're going to start off fairly quiet, maybe a few pop-up showers and storms in the Lehigh Valley. We go through the day, we get some sunshine. Here's what happens in the evening. Very strong storms coming through. These storms will break the heat. But when you break the heat, you usually get very strong and severe storms, and we are under a level 1 risk already for Saturday. Things do clear out Saturday, and guess what? We have a very nice Sunday ahead of us. So these are our big threats. On high are the heavy rain and damaging wind threats. Large hail, that's a lower end threat, and the tornado threat can never be eliminated, but that is very low. It doesn't really have the spin in the atmosphere for that to happen. So 77 tonight. We'll see some showers and storms early, and then we'll turn partly cloudy out there. It'll be a very muggy night. 98 tomorrow. The old record is 100, set in 1941. We could catch it if we get enough sunshine before the storms pop up. It's going to feel like 103 to 108 tomorrow, and we do have that chance of late day and evening storms. Over the next 7 days, the relief does not arrive until we get into Sunday, and then next week is refreshing and actually below average temperature-wise. We'll keep you up to date here, and of course, you can join us at 4, 5, and 6 at CBS News Philadelphia.